Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day today because I sure am. I'm honestly really excited. So if you guys didn't know, about a month ago we did get a huge development update for Battlefield, which basically means that Battlefield 2042 is now on official kind of a standby until we get Battlefield 6. Now, Battlefield 6 or Battlefield 2025 is probably gonna be one of those bigger games, as I said before, that need to prove to the loyal fans what exactly happens. So people are saying that Battlefield has no players right now, but currently it has about 15,000 players at 24-hour peak and 21,000 active concurrent players. Now, while this might not seem like a lot, this is still 8,000 players playing at once, which is about the same as BattleBit. It's not perfect, but it's far from destroyed. So if we look at previous games for Battlefield, like Battlefield 5, which people were saying is the Battlefield killer, well, really, these games are around for a long time. Just like Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, Battlefield Hardline even. Battlefield 5 sits at 12,000 players, and people are really still fans of Battlefield. It made me realize that people still want to come back and play Battlefield. They just don't want to play Battlefield 2042 that much. They're still having the live online service game. On Steam, there's still about 6,000 players playing, but compared to other Battlefields, there's not as many. So this is why I'm pretty excited. Battlefield 1 still has 8,000 players, and even Battlefield 4 has 600 players, which is not terrible, just on Steam alone. There's also more players playing probably on EA Play. So there's definitely a big community still. It's just that we aren't really there yet. Battlefield has not been a disaster. In my honest opinion, it has been rushed. But the next Battlefield, with what we're seeing, is 4 studios. There's still a big community looking at the player charts alone. And that's a pretty good idea. Now, Battlefield 2042, let's talk about how exactly the developers can fix it. Now, in my opinion, Battlefield 2042 is hard to get those
modes, cosmetics, and rewards, headlined by remixing our themed events from Seasons 2, 3, and 4, rebalanced and brought to more maps. So if you missed it first time around, during the first 2 weeks you can play the Liquidators, prime close quarters combat. Then you'll get to play the Battle of Norvik, securing the objective at all costs. Finally,
do not like the modes, do not like the ideas, but they do still like the Battlefield franchise. I honestly think the devs had the right idea for Battlefield 2042, but couldn't execute it well. And therefore, we got a drop in player count because maybe they were overstaffed. We don't know what happened behind the studios. We don't know why Battlefield 2042 flopped. Maybe the developers put all the effort in, but there were a ton of content that nobody could finish in time. You know, you have to look. Battlefield 2042 had 2 years to be released, while other games such as, Starfield, Elden Ring, they're 6 years in development. Games take time to be developed. And I think it is very fair to say that there's a big drop in Battlefield games right now, but this doesn't mean the franchise is away. Far from it. I still think the franchise is going pretty big, and we are getting the next biggest update for the next game, which is probably going to be coming after a long time. And even Ghost Gaming, which is a YouTuber we talked about some time ago, he actually grew pretty much a lot, which is pretty awesome. This is important to say that Battlefield is never gonna be fully away.
Another battle royale. At the moment, we're looking at 4 studios here. So we've got DICE Stockholm doing the multiplayer part of Battlefield, which is kind of the meat of the bones here. We've got Ridgeline Games doing the single player version, and then we have Ripple Effect Studios, which I think are working on like a Portal 2.0. I think they're really gonna like double down on Portal, try to realize the potential that had in Battlefield 2042. So that does beg the question, what are Criterion Games going to do? Are they just going to be helping out the other teams, or are they going to be making, another game mode to accompany the rest? Are they going to try and sort of spread themselves thin and try to cover as many bases as they can? I guess that remains to be seen. But guys, by all means, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know in the chat as well, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you guys in the next video.
But they need to prove something to their loyal fans that Battlefield is still going to be around. It lost the trust of a lot of people, if you say so. But if we look at the player counts, you know, the player count just on Steam alone, I'm guessing it's more on EA servers and Origin servers, not just, you know, when people buy it on Steam and people play it on Steam. It only shows the ticker, the player count there. We're going to be seeing more people playing. We're going to be seeing a ton of more people playing, which is going to be completely fantastic. So Battlefield as a franchise, it's not gone. It's definitely not gone, in my opinion. It's just that it needs the right momentum again. And that's what I think the developers are working on now. Making that Battlefield game that can finally compete to Call of Duty. Do you guys remember when, you know, Battlefield could compete to Call of Duty? Call of Duty is a pretty big game right now. It's releasing Warzone left and right. It's releasing all these games. It's releasing a ton of content because they built out and further their studios. And in my opinion, from how I see Battlefield, it's trying to do the same, but it simply can't catch up. There's a lot of money that cost this, and they need some financial successes, such as the next Battlefield game. They need a ton of Battlefield games. That's why they scrapped Battlefield Mobile, because these things, they take time, they take money, and they just want to focus on bringing the old Battlefield back. And I'm pretty excited because we still have, from what I see at the peak, we still have 100,000 players is all-time peak, but the 24-hour peak is about 9,000 players. So in total, we have 20,000 players still playing Battlefield 4, Battlefield 2042. But there's still a ton of like people like Jack Frags making videos about Battlefield 5, which has 18,000 players. That's a huge player count. It's obviously not at the peak of all the games, but it's top 100 games on Steam. I'm not joking. It's top 100 games on Steam alone, and Battlefield is not going away. If you guys want more content like this, I'll keep you guys updated, and be sure to subscribe because I am back. I'm not giving up on Battlefield. I completely got burned out by Battlefield 2042 because, you know, we had a ton of views. We were expecting a game, and then, you know, expectations happen. But I am excited. I am definitely excited to what happens with the next Battlefield. I'll keep you guys updated with shorts, with everything. Until next time, peace everyone.